What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's the Hope of B, your boy, the Retro Slasher, bringing you guys a brand new DVD and Blu-ray update for the month of April. Now, April contained quite a bit of new releases on DVD and Blu-ray, but I didn't really pick up too many new releases. This month, I really focused on grabbing things that I needed for the collection, films that I know 100% I'm probably going to watch over and over again. I kind of came to that point in collecting where I'm mainly picking up things that I absolutely want or love instead of spending all this money on films that I might watch once or watch once and not watch it again for many, many years later. Who the hell knows? But we all have our own little different things in collecting, and that happens to be mine at the moment. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I picked up quite a few Blu-rays this month. We're going to start off with DVDs, though, of course, so let's get into that. Enough rambling on and nonsense and shit. And the first thing I picked up here was a film that I haven't checked out. Somebody posted this on Facebook a while ago. It was like a conversation about underrated slasher films or something. I'm not sure if this film is actually 100% a slasher film, but it looked pretty cool. The premise sounded pretty interesting, and that is The Cottage here on DVD. Second spin in the beginning of April, we're having some kind of crazy used sale, like 41% off, and this ended up coming up to like only $1, so I scooped it real quick. And yeah, I know nothing about it. Let me know down in the comments down below if it's really good or not. I'm gonna give this one a watch eventually, just not on my high priorities of watching right now. But yeah, when you find movies like this for $1 that people are recommending, you gotta pick them up, man. So what can you do? All right, next thing here I picked up on DVD is a film that I haven't seen yet today, but back a while ago on my channel I did a contest video, and I asked a question in that video about, I asked you guys to recommend me a slasher film that I might not have ever seen before, and a good buddy of mine, Matt, aka You and Your Horror Movies, aka Matt and You Damn Creature Features, recommended this to me, and this one has a really unique premise to it, and that is, of course, Hellbent. This is like some kind of gay themed slasher. I'm really not sure 100% what that means. I don't know if it's mean-spirited to gays. If yeah, there seems to be picking out gays one by one, though. It sounds pretty cool. The killer looks pretty gnarly. He's dressed like the devil and has a Sith. That's fucking awesome. You can't deny that shit. But yeah, I'll definitely give this one a watch and let you know, Matt, what I thought about it. Sorry about that. Alright, next thing I picked up here is another slasher film that I have yet to check out and really don't know much about it. I know I said I picked up things that I only really want or love, and I'm going to watch over again, but a few of these films, like I said, you get $1 film, you can't pass it up, and that is called Venom. Yeah, and I just realized looking at the back cover that fucking Method Man's in this movie. That's awesome. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Yeah, Venom. I don't know anything about this one. Let me know down below if it's good or not. And from now, pretty much here on forward, every film in this video I have seen. I like to watch my movies before I show them off, so at least I could talk about them. So, yeah. Next two things here was actually sent to me by my homie, Movie Guy 666, aka Zach, Young Zach, aka Retro Slasher 1, aka the guy that hates the damn Lost Boys, thinks it's a chick flick. But Zach's a great, good friend of mine here on YouTube and Facebook. We talk every single day in this group chat that we have going on, and me, him, and Derek, we Skype all the fuck every once a week, almost sometimes twice a week, where we just bullshit all night. We talk about horror movies, wrestling, Batman, superhero stuff, and all kinds of stuff, and we just have our own little imaginary podcast that we say we're doing, but we never do, called The Roast. Maybe one day we'll record an episode and let you guys hear the shit we say. But Zach sent me over a couple things, and he sent me over to Monster Squad first. Yeah, now this movie gets compared to the Goonies quite a bit. I can see the similarities. It's more of a kid's film than an actual horror film, but it's pretty fun. It just takes me back and reminds me to a time when I was an itty-bitty little retro slasher, and I would watch these kind of films on TV, you know, like Scooby-Doo, like horror-themed kid shit, man. I loved that shit growing up. I thought it was awesome. Part of the reason why I love horror nowadays. But yeah, Monster Squad is really good stuff. Thanks again for sending me that, Zach. And the second thing he sent me here is David Cronenberg's The Brood on DVD. Now I know The Brood just got like some kind of sexy, sweet edition from Criterion, but like I said, not much of a I'm not a 100% Blu-ray guy. I don't buy every fucking movie on Blu-ray just because it's on Blu-ray. DVD is fine with me. This is a great film, though. I watched it for the first time beginning of the year. It's like on Chiller or El Rey or one of those channels on DVD that play a lot of horror movies. And Brood was on. I gave it a watch, and this movie's fucking amazing. Yeah, really good shit, man. All right, next up here is a film from one of my favorite new directors. I'm trying to get back and watch all his older films because I've seen most of it. I've seen all his new stuff like The Sacrament and The Innkeepers and his segments in VHS and ABCs of Death and things like that. And director is, of course, Ty West, and this is one of his first films, I believe. One that I'd never seen before, and it's called House of the Devil. Now, this is a really, really great slow burn throwback to the 70s style film, which I'm a big fan of that time period of horror, especially for your slow burns and stuff. Great time back then, man. Yeah, this is a really excellent film, man. Really great atmosphere, and generally kind of a creepy film, if you ask me. I dug the hell out of it. All right, the next couple things here are from Blue Underground, which I am now a big fan of Blue Underground. I know they've been around for years, but I'm now just diving into their back catalog, trying to pick up films that I really want to see and whatnot. And this next film here has been brought up quite a bit in discussions with different YouTubers and different friends and whatnot. It's a film they said I really need to check out. It's not 100% bona fide horror film. It's a home invasion film, which gets lumped into horror, of course, but this one has a lot less horror elements into it. But it's still scary as fuck to me because that shit can really happen. And that is Fight for Your Life here on Blu-ray. Now, I watched this last week with a good personal buddy of mine. Now, I get him into all these weird horror films and stuff. I'm like, hey, buddy, you want to check out this film called Fight for Your Life? It's supposed to be really fucked up. And he's like, yeah, man, let's check it out. And we gave this a watch. We were just sitting back, throwing down some beers and whatnot. And we watched this. Man, this is a pretty fucked up movie, if you ask me, man. You like to quote a lot of lines from movies and stuff. I catch myself doing it all the time. This is one movie you can't quote, though, because you probably will get beat up or shot if you say it to the wrong person or in the wrong area. It's a pretty mean-spirited, racist film. It's all in fun, though. It's good. It's a good film. Alright, next up here from Blue Underground is an Italian zombie film. From one Umberto Lenzi, and it is called Nightmare City. Now, this is a film that's been on my radar for a while now. I finally scooped it up for like $4, brand new, and I said, can't beat that deal. And yeah, this is a really cool take on the zombie genre. It's not your traditional zombie film where they're after your brains and flesh eating. They kind of just kill people in this one. They kind of use weapons too. And really cool stuff. The whole kind of open sequence to this film when the zombies come off the plane and just rip apart the military, fucking murder them. Fucking awesome stuff, man. And now supposedly this film's being remade by Tom Savini. I'm not sure if he's the one directing it, but he's involved somehow. I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out. I don't really see a film like this working nowadays for like the newer audience and stuff, but for people like you and me, people that watch these kind of videos and make these kind of videos, definitely curious to see what it's going to be like. But really good stuff here in Nightmare City. Glad I picked that up finally. Alright, last up here for the DVDs. It's a film that I actually didn't originally order for myself. I was going to send this out to my buddy Derek because we did some kind of trade or something. And I picked it up on DVD, but then one of my packages I was going to send for him got lost, and then I just ordered him a new copy on Blu-ray for cheap, and I sent it straight to him. And when this one showed up, I kept it for myself. And that is Shockwaves here on Blu-ray, on DVD. This is some kind of Nazi zombie film. I actually haven't checked this one out. But yeah, it looks kind of interesting. I heard some pretty mixed reviews on it. It's a Blue Underground film, though. Kind of into collecting certain Blue Undergrounds right now. So it fits my criteria of collecting. So I'll give this one a watch. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I heard some mixed reviews about it. Alright, and that actually does it for the DVDs. Like I said, I'm going to take a swoosh of the Kool-Aid here. Fruit Punch, best kind of Kool-Aid in the world. Official Kool-Aid too, you know, the Kool-Aid man and shit. Good shit, man. Oh, that's good. So that does it for DVDs. I keep saying that. Let's head on into the Blu-rays. Now, the first couple Blu-rays here are non-horror related, but films that I absolutely love and glad to finally fucking own on Blu-ray. So the first thing I picked up here is The Breakfast Club on Blu-ray, 30th year anniversary edition. Now, The Breakfast Club is one of my all-time favorite movies. I remember the first time I ever saw this, it came on TV one night, real late at night. I was watching TV with my mom. It was like TNT or something. And they played a double feature of The Breakfast Club and The Outsiders. I forget which order they played it in, but this, of course, they both feature members from the Rat Pack. Back, you know, it was all those 80 stars, teen actors. And ever since then, it just stuck with me. I watch this movie all the fucking time. Every time it's on TV, I watch it. Now I have it on Blu-ray. I'm going to watch it all the time, too. Yeah, good stuff, man. It's John Hughes. What can you say? I'm a big fan of John Hughes. Really good stuff. Breakfast Club, all-time great film. Everybody knows that. All right. Next up here on Blu-ray is another one of my all-time favorite films, and I'm a big fan of this genre of films, the mob and the crime and everything. I'm a big fanatic of like mafia shit and learning about the mob and everything. And this, of course, is Casino, starring Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Sharon Stone. Good stuff, but somewhat true story about. Well, it's based on a true story, but it kind of like added a lot to it. But basically, when the mob took over the casinos in Vegas, really good stuff. All-time great mob movie. Of course, got your familiar faces in there, like I said. Yeah, they made some really good mob movies back in the 90s. Casino. You don't have to talk about that one much either. All right, next up here. Actually, Derek actually bought this for me. I sent him the money because I canceled my Prime membership because I didn't feel like paying another $100 for a year, and I don't really use Amazon as much anymore, so I was browsing it one day and I saw this was on sale for like $20. Ever since this collection came out, I said I gotta own this. I love these films. It's my favorite horror franchise. It's the Rocky Heavyweight Collection Blu-ray edition here. Big sucker for Rocky films, man. I love Sly Stallone. He's my favorite action star. All around, every film in this franchise is pretty good. 5 is my least favorite, but yet it's still good. Balboa is surprisingly good. Now, there's just one more Rocky film that's not even called Rocky, Creed, so I just got to pick up Creed, and I completed the Rocky film. Part 4 is definitely my favorite, though, of the whole franchise, but 1, 2, 3, all great as well. Yeah, you don't have to talk about Rocky. Really good stuff, and the Blu-ray looks amazing, especially Rocky 1, because whenever you watch Rocky 1 on TV, it just seems really dark. That it looks really good, man. Next thing I picked up here is a film that's been talked about a lot ever since it got released on Blu-ray. I was always curious about it, so I scooped it up. Picked it up used for a pretty decent price because these films brand new go for a little pricey. And from Draft House Pictures, it's a revenge film called Miss 45. Yeah, really good revenge film. She gets raped not once but twice. Yeah, she gets raped twice in the same day and kind of just loses her fucking mind. Gets this 45 and starts killing dudes off one by one. Now the whole, kind of not really a spoiler, but the whole ending sequence of this film, it's like set on a Halloween party or a costume party. It just looks amazing, dude. She's, oh my, you guys gotta check out Miss 45. It's an all-time great revenge film. I'm glad I finally saw it and own it. I'm definitely gonna be giving this one a watch quite a bit. Yeah, I can't wait to show people that one. That's how good it is. All right, next up here is a little funny story behind this Blu-ray. One day I was going through my collection for like a Top 10 Tuesday video or something, and I realized to myself that I didn't own this film, which is kind of a slap in the face to all horror fans. How do I not own this film? And that, of course, is John Carpenter's The Thing. Now, you're saying to yourself, what the fuck, Andy? What the fuck, Retro Slasher? You didn't own The Thing? Dude, it's like the best movie ever. Yes, I know. It's one of the greatest movies ever. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't own it, man. It's my second favorite John Carpenter film. Halloween's #1. This is a lot of people's favorite one. I can see why it's just a great film, man. Now I'm finally glad to own it, and I don't have to feel bad about myself. Next thing, was kind of the same thing as The Thing. That sounded funny. The same thing as The Thing, but it's a film that I didn't own either. I was kind of shocked to myself. It's a Robert Rodriguez film, starring Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, and Quentin Tarantino, and Juliette Lewis, and that is, of course, the original, the first Dust to Dawn. This is one of my favorite vampire movies. Now, I'm not the biggest vampire fan, which is still the weirdest thing ever, because Lost Boys is my favorite movie, but Dust for Dawn is up there. It's probably my second favorite vampire movie. I like the whole second half of the film when they go to that vampire strip club. Just great shit, man. But this is a really good film. Yeah, good stuff, man. Don't really need to talk about that. All right, the next 4 things are actually things I meant to show in last month's video, and I kind of just forgot about them. I do apologize that because they're all sent to me by my homie Derek. I mentioned Derek a few times in this video, so if you're not a sub of Derek's channel, head on over to DBougie86. Check out his videos. Does lots of great stuff. Head him up, man. He's a cool dude. So the first 2 films here from Legacy Corpse, which is a super independent distribution company. They release a lot of low-budget horror films. You sent me 2 slasher films that I was interested in. One, I haven't checked out this one that I'm about to show, but it is called Sledge, and it's actually signed by like the director and the cast or whatnot. Limited to 100. I got number 78 out of 100. I don't really know anything about limited. I don't think I own a lot of limited stuff. This might be one of the only things. Pretty cool though. Got number 78. Man, that's a lucky number or something. But yeah, this looks like some kind of like tribute to shot on video slasher. I don't know. But it's got a really cool fucking back cover. That's really fucking gnarly comic book style. Cool looking killer. I don't know if it's anything to do with like what it has to do with, but probably just killing people with a sledgehammer. That shot on video sledgehammer. Next thing he sent up was Orange Man, which was the movie that brought me to their site, and I kind of found out a little bit more about these guys. I was curious about this one, and it's called The Orange Man. Now, apparently, it's just a guy that kills people with oranges, and that's what the movie's about. I really wasn't a fan about this one, to be honest. I know a couple of the other guys dug it. I just thought it was corny and not really funny. It's really goofy. It's really silly, humorous in my opinion. That the jokes and stuff I didn't really find funny, but I don't know. Support companies like this though, because they're keeping shit alive. Pretty cool cover art too. It's an orange with a skull on it. That's kind of gnarly. Next 2 things you sent up to me. Yet again, another. Oh, that's a spoiler. But yeah, a film by one Lucio Fulci, part of the Gates of Hell trilogy, is one of the ones I was missing, and the only one of the trilogy I hadn't seen before until he sent this to me, and that is The City of the Living Dead. Now, I preferred The Beyond over this one, but this one was probably the second best of the 3. Yeah, really good stuff. Great atmosphere. Great shit. Great score in this movie. I really like the music in this. Some pretty gnarly gore and stuff in it. Cool stuff, dude. Thank you again for that, Derek. Glad to finally own that one. Now, this one here was the Dario Argento film. Now, I believe this might be Dario Argento's first film. I could be wrong. I really don't know much about Italian cinema and Dario Argento. But it's called The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. That's a tongue twister of a title. Yeah, I've still actually yet to check this one out. It's some kind of a giallo film. Slowly getting into the giallos. I know I have to see more giallos because I love slashers. How do you not watch giallos? They're practically the same. Yeah, pretty much, but I don't know. But I'll definitely give this one a watch soon. I'm curious. I always wanted to see it. A lot of people praise Argento. Alright, next 3 here are for Blue Underground. First thing I picked up, I needed this to complete the trilogy, and that is Maniac Cop 3. Now, I see Maniac Cop 3 quite a long time ago. I just didn't own it. I picked up the first 2. Synapse put out part 1 and Blue Underground put out 2, which the Synapse ones kind of sucks because it doesn't have a slipcover and the Blue Underground's ones do, so it just looks goofy because they're next to each other on the shelf. But I don't know. I like Maniac Cop 3. It's good shit, man. It's not as good as the first 2, but that's Maniac Cop 3 on Blu-ray from Blue Underground. Now the next one here is one that I had to pick up because quite a people have it in some of their favorite slasher films. It's kind of a giallo slasher film. It's pretty fucking sleazy, if you ask me, and that is The New York Ripper. Yeah, I'm now finally glad to own this one on Blu-ray, or just own it at all, to be honest, because I heard so many great things about it. A lot of people praise it to death, and it was really excellent. It's sleazy, it's pretty nasty in some parts, man. Some of the kills are gross as hell. Yeah, but good sleazy giallo slasher film, the most controversial horror film ever, man. I doubt it, but it I can see why, but it's good stuff though. I highly recommend it. All right, and last up for the Blue Underground Blu-rays was a film that I had to own because he's one of my favorite directors. He's probably my second favorite director of all time, and that is George A. Romero's The Crazies. Now, I've seen The Crazies many times. Watching this though recently on Blu-ray because it had been like a couple years since the last time I seen it. I really forget how good this film is. A lot of people sleep on it for some reason when they talk about Romero. Like, this is a fucking bona fide classic in my opinion. It's really good shit, man. I like The Crazies. Yeah, it's one of his better films that aren't part of the Dead franchise. Yeah, fucking Crazies. If you haven't seen The Crazies, you definitely got to pick this movie out for sure. It's really fucking amazing. All right, the next bunch of shit is all from Scream Factory. Didn't really pick up many of their new releases. Just not a lot of things I was interested, or the price wasn't right, you know, how that stuff works. But I did pick up two new releases and a couple back ones that I had to grab for their collection that I have, and they're all the good films, you know. Scream Factory lately has been a hit and miss company, in my opinion, but what can you do? So the first thing I picked up here was one of their newer releases. It's a slasher film that I've been looking forward to seeing ever since I found out about it a couple years ago. It had a DVD release here back in the early 2000s, but it long out of print, and the only way to get it was from the UK, and even that DVD was pricey. So when he announced this, I was super ecstatic and pumped, and that is Cherry Falls. Now, this is a really cool slasher film from 2000, man, starring Brittany Murphy. I like the whole premise of it about picking off the virgins, killing the virgins, because you know in your traditional cliche slasher line, the virgin always lives, but they flipped the script in this one and started killing the virgin, so it was bad to be a virgin. Which I don't know if it's a bad thing. That's all your personal choice. But yeah, really good stuff. Brittany Murphy in this movie is really good. She's one of a great actress. Rest in peace to her, man. Of course. She's over the top as hell in this film, but good stuff. Couple other notable faces in this film. Yeah, Cherry Falls, really good film. Pretty underrated. I don't know. Not a lot of people talk about it. Maybe not a lot of people had seen it. Next up for the newer releases is a double feature. I picked this up mainly for one title that I really wanted because it is an 80s slasher film. But I'll give the second film a shot because a lot of people have been saying it's really good. They both star Anthony Perkins, of course, and that is The Destroyer and Edge of Sanity. I picked this up mainly for The Destroyer because, like I said, it's a slasher film, somewhat slasher film. It's kind of in the vein of like your Shockers or those type of films, you know, Execution Gone Wrong. I really like The Destroyer. I didn't check out Edge of Sanity yet, though. Destroyer is pretty cheesy. It doesn't have a lot of great kills in it, but I just like the setup to it, the whole environment, the set in the prison, the reason why they're there filming the movie. I liked it, and there's one pretty cool kill when they set the warden on fire. Fucking cool kill, man. And jackhammer kill. Should have been more jackhammer kills. A lot of people have been saying that. Totally agree with you, dudes. Should have been more jackhammer kills. But I like The Destroyer. I know a lot of people didn't care for it. All right, next up, speaking of Shocker, I picked up Shocker. Now, unfortunately, this didn't come with the slipcover because I bought it used, but that's what happens when you wait forever to pick up these things. But I personally like Shocker. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff. Wes Craven ripped off his own film, but what can you do? Shocker's pretty fucking great, dude. It's cheesy as all hell and not really good, but that's why I like it. Alright, next up is another double feature. Yet again, I picked up a lot of these double features for one film only, but I definitely give the second film a shot. Especially this one, I'm more interested in the second film on it, but I picked it up mainly for The Outing, which is like a somewhat slasher genie film. I didn't really like it though, to be quite honest with you. It's pretty shitty. I haven't checked out Godsend yet though, but I wonder how good that one could be. I don't know. I haven't really heard much about it, but yeah, the outing wasn't really that great. I picked these up; they're cheap, dude. They were like $9 used. You can't pass that up. Blu-rays for $9, double features from Scream Factory. All right, next up I picked up was one film mainly for The Cellar Dweller, but I just recently heard some great things about Catacombs. Somebody really liked it. Forgot where I heard it from. Maybe it was a YouTube video or something, but I don't know. But Cellar Dweller is the film I mainly picked up for. It's all corny and cheesy as all hell, man. I believe these are Empire Picture Films, early Full Moon shit. I like the whole premise though, Cellar Dweller, the whole comic book coming to life and shit. I had a blast with it. It's not good by any means, but it's cheesy as hell, but I like it. I'll definitely give Catacombs a check though. Like I said, I heard somebody recently say they liked it, so I don't know. All right, next up here from Scream Factory is another collector's edition that didn't come with the slipcover, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm not gonna be cry over it. Wah. No, I'm just kidding, but I picked up Body Bag, John Carpenter's Body Bags, anthology film from the 1993. What year? 90. Yeah, 93. I was correct. Actually, for once, I was correct with a year. Yeah, I really enjoyed this anthology. I like all the stories about. My favorite one, of course, was the gas station one because it's kind of slasher based. By Doug Hare and the I one with Mark Hamill. They're all really good, and I like John Carpenter's wraparound. He's like telling it as like a crypt keeper type character, like a narrator, set in a morgue. He's just quirky and goofy and over the top, and it really fun stuff. I like the whole vibe to this film. It's 90s feeling vibe to it, 100%. Yeah, good anthology, man. I really enjoyed it. It's probably one of my now favorite anthology films. All right, next up I picked up is another collector's edition from Scream Factory, and this concludes the Scream Factory portion of my Blu-rays. Yet again, it didn't come with a slipcover, but it's a film that I wanted to see for a long, long time. No, I actually seen this film. No. I'm getting confused with the other one. There's like 9 of these fucking films. I saw Class of 1999 before. This one is Class of 1984. Yeah, 84. And then there's like Class of 74. I don't know if they're all involved, but there's so many films called Class of something. Now I picked it up because I heard a lot of great things about it. It's really kind of a mean film, man. These little fucking punks pissed me off, dude. I wanted to beat their ass for this guy, man. He was just trying to teach them how to play music. This little fucking prickhead kid, man. It really fucking makes me angry. Which is a good thing, man, when the film captures your emotions like that. Either upsets you, makes you happy, makes you frustrated. That's what a film is supposed to do, and that's what it did for me. And those are my kind of favorite films that grab my emotions like that. Yeah, good fucking stuff. This movie looks amazing on Blu-ray. Really cool cover art too, man. I don't really like a big fan of the original art there. Let's show it off. Not a really big fan of that one. I like the new commissioned art a lot on that one. Good fucking film. Highly recommend you guys picking up that, even though it's not really a bona fide horror film. And the last thing I picked up for the month of April was the very first movie I picked up in the month of April. So I saved the best for last, maybe. Or did I save the worst for last? Yeah, now, this film was originally announced by Artportation Films, which is kind of a new up-and-coming distribution company. They release a lot of foreign films and whatnot. And one day on Facebook, somebody sent me the trailer to this video, and I pissed my pants laughing so hard when I saw this film. I'm like, no fucking way they're making a movie like that at all. They can't make a movie like that. That's fucking funny as hell, dude. And to my knowledge, they pulled it off. I guess this was based on some kind of short film, and they made a full-length version of it, and it is called Bunny, the Killer Thing. Now, I watched this movie the day it came in, and I fucking loved it, man. This movie is fucking amazing. It's so fucking hilarious and so fucking gory at the same time. Essentially, it's like a horny bunny rabbit trying to get pussy in the film. He's going around killing people when he's trying to fuck them. It's off the walls bananas. You have to see it for yourself. I can't do it any justice for explaining it. All I know, it's a great film, dude. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really fun film, man. And check out The Bunny. The only little bummer about it, though, Artsploitation Dime teamed up with the Film Rise here, and they released these really ugly looking Blu-ray cases that say Blu-ray disc instead of the normal Blu-ray symbol, and they're burn on demand Blu-rays, which I don't really necessarily have a problem with it because it still looks pretty good, but they're charging $20 for it for burn on demand Blu-ray. My dumbass bought it because I had to see the film, because I'm not part of their screener list or anything. I don't get any screeners. I buy everything, which I'm not knocking people that get screeners. If you get free shit, power to you, man. But yeah, Bunny the Killer, it's the last film I picked up for the month of April. There was supposed to be 2 more movies here that have not arrived yet. Postal Service be slacking around here, man. Not saying anything. But, of course, I'll get them probably the next few days, and they will definitely be in next month's update for sure. 2 films I'm actually looking quite forward to. But until the end of May, which might pretty much be the smallest update ever, just due to money reasons. I got a lot of personal stuff going on in life that you guys don't want to hear about. But that being said, I will definitely make a update next month. No matter how small or big it is. Thanks for watching, guys. This is probably the longest update I have. Probably the biggest Blu-ray update I ever had. Don't call me a fucking blue tuber. Or do whatever you want. I'm not. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next month. Later.